we don't need roads.
Simon, good to see you again, man. How are you?
Good to see you. How are you?
Doing so well, dude. Congratulations on this. I'm continuously in awe of all of your performances, so I'm so excited to talk with you. Between this film and Florence Foster Jenkins, and obviously even Big Bang Theory, you've always shown some really incredible musical talent. So I'm sort of curious which passion took the lead for you growing up. Were you an actor who was really good at music, or were you a musician who was also very good at acting?
I'm just happy you think I'm good at something. Thank you. I was a musician who I am a very good musician, but I'm not a professional. You know, like there is a point at which like you're the best 15-year-old piano player around, but then once you're 18 or 20 or 40, there's a lot of people out there who are far better. So yes, that's all I wanted to do, and then I became an actor. At the end of high school, and went to NYU to study, and that became my focus. And I feel like when I get to actually combine those two, it is a dream. And I've somehow cornered the market on accompanist operatic stories in film. So I'm very lucky to get to do both sometimes.
Is it cool? Do you feel like that's sort of given you an edge for particular roles that certain people know, well, he can do X, Y, and Z. He doesn't have to fake it. We don't have to teach him this. Therefore, he already has the acting chops. So let's just go ahead and put him a little bit further up on the list.
Well, it definitely, I've exploited it often, and I did this one too. That was the first thing they needed from an actor. Actually, the first thing was a European passport, which I didn't have, but I just said, oh, I have one. And now I'll send you this tape of me playing the piano. And then since no one can do this, apparently, I mean, not nobody, but they had been looking for a while and they were having a hard time. I was like, well, then if I can be the guy to play the piano, they'll just, they'll get me a passport. And so they're like, great, where's your passport? And that started a whole insane international adventure of espionage. But and I did eventually get.
Did you become a French citizen?
I really did, and I did it before I even had the role because I was so eager to do this. But yeah, it can give you a leg up, And when I did Florence Foster Jenkins, it was the same. I play a lot of jazz, and I play a lot of like contemporary stuff and rock and stuff. But I didn't play a lot of classical, and so I told Stephen Frears like, oh, I can play anything, and I got the role, and I had to learn all of this, Chopin and Bach and Mozart, and I sort of back my way into things and end up kind of in a corner learning how to conduct or whatever it might be. So
that's incredible. I have to confess to you that my comfort show during the pandemic, the series that I just keep on in my apartment, including earlier today, is Big Bang Theory. It's a show that just makes me it's like a warm comfort blanket in pop culture.
Yeah.
And not once while I'm watching your performance here did I ever once think of Howard Wolowitz. That's how much you disappear into your roles. But I'm sort of curious, even though the projects and the roles are so vastly different, are there any lessons that you learned on something like Big Bang that are still applicable that you could even put to practice on the set of something like Annette?
It was the greatest course in acting that you could ever have. I mean, I aside from an experience in a show that, lived, deserves the attention it deserves there too. But for me, sometimes, I would come home and think, wait a minute, I am so fortunate to get to practice doing this thing for 12 years, doing a new episode every week in front of an audience. You learn a lot about performing, about managing nerves, about it's a very different medium than doing a film, because it's more like theater, I would say. But I think that there is something about doing laps and drilling things, and there's just no substitute for the actual performance. And so yeah, getting to do that hundreds of times, I think you develop a confidence, hopefully, to some degree, although that can be shaky. But you develop practice, which is there's no comparison.
That's incredible. I have to tell you, I just hosted about a month ago. I hosted a live on-stage interview with Quentin Tarantino, and we geeked out about how much we love Big Bang Theory. So Quentin Tarantino is also, I swear on my life, so Quentin Tarantino is also a fan of yours and a fan of Big Bang Theory. So man, seriously, all of your performances, all inspired. I could have gone into all your work with The Serious Man, which is a masterpiece. So seriously, dude, I'm such a fan of yours. Thank you for keeping me company during the pandemic, and hopefully next time I see you again is in person, my friend.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. That means a lot.
All right, man. Take care. Have a wonderful day.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.